Ready?
Yep.
So this is it. 3 years, I think. Maybe longer. It's my first book. I'm going to try to punch my way into it. Look at that. It opened. I didn't need the scissor. Ready? Are you ready? Looks nice. Ready? Look at that. What do you think? Huh? Let's see. Very nice. Look at this. Should be something that I wanted to read. Oh, it looks nice. It really looks nice. So, it's even copyrighted. Look at that. So I'm just going to read the preface. Can I read the preface? Is that good? So in August of 1999, I was in East Brunswick, New Jersey, around 8:30 a.m. I had just dropped my daughter off at a day camp and was disquieted as the lease for my first office space had just fallen through. I turned right from Edgar Street onto Route 18 and parked my car in the first place I could find. Perhaps it was divine intervention, but the parking lot just happened to be between a psychic's place of business and an urgent care office. I was not sure what my next step was going to be. Frantically, I unbuckled my seatbelt, leaned forward and put my hands palms up on the steering wheel and rested my head on my hands. Feeling of depression, uncertainty, and being lost overtook me. After a few minutes or moments, I raised my head and I looked left directly across the highway. There, as plain and clear as anything I've ever felt, was a relatively small, inconspicuous sign that said, "For rent," with a phone number. I immediately dialed the number and spoke to Bernard Leff, from the Raritan Plaza Management. Bernie was a kind, gentle man. The rent was reasonable, and we agreed to meet to discuss the lease. Within about a week, this new perfect space was mine. Now, 25 years later, I can say that this was one of the most important decisions of my career. Why am I sharing the beginning of my store with you? Let me begin. I was blessed with a wonderful landlord. In fact, he was more of a mentor than a landlord. Bernie was always available for advice. In 2001, after a divorce, I had to make decisions to file for bankruptcy. Bernie agreed to lower my monthly obligations as long as I needed, and when my finances improved, I made payments to take care of the shortfall. Eventually, I completely repaid the rent and common area fee, also known as CAM. During this time of my life, I remember Bernie telling me frequently how he felt blessed to be married to the love of his life, Marcy. When I met Marcy, I completely understood their love and devotion to each other. And when Bernie was very ill, I visited him a number of times in the hospital. After he passed, Marcy and I stayed in contact, even after she moved to Israel. She sent me beautiful photos captioned Shabbat Shalom, a greeting of peace on the Sabbath. These two powerful words have many meanings to many people of various religions. Immediately upon receiving Marcy's picture and blessing, I responded with a picture and a simple response. After a few responses, I began to feel the desire to share my feelings and thoughts about Shabbat. It is my hope and desire that this book helps bring our wonderful world back to peace and harmony. This book is not meant to be read from start to finish in one sitting, but rather a weekly reminder to take time off from your daily chores and responsibilities and focus on yourself, your family, your dreams and desires. This book is not meant as a prayer book or a guide to Shabbat, but rather a way to reflect on your life and make it as fulfilling as possible. Shabbat Shalom. Now there's something I was looking for. Hold on. Acknowledgements. Can I read the acknowledgements? They're important. I'd like to thank my wife Nancy, without whose support this would not have been possible. Donna McGrath for her constant positive direction and motivation to keep going and complete this book. To Viktor Frankl, whose book, Man's Search for Meaning, has changed my mindset and allowed me to successfully finish my book. My offspring, Dylan, for their love and helping me to organize my thoughts, my goals, and my direction in life. My parents, who have always instilled values of strong ethical responsibility. My grandparents, who came to the U.S. as immigrants and started the family business that is now 3 generations strong. And to my brothers, who are a constant source of light and happiness in my life. To Piper Harlow for holding me to deadlines and helping me to achieve my literary goals. And lastly, I would like to thank the countless people I've encountered throughout my life who have influenced me with their personal stories and words of wisdom and smiles. Thank you. And the rest is history.